This is Dr. Pankaj Kumar, and in this session we will be talking about anaerobic respiration. What is anaerobic respiration? The respiration that is going to occur in the absence of oxygen, right? But technically, how we can differentiate between aerobic and anaerobic respiration in terms of the movement of electrons? Let's see it. In aerobic respiration, what happens? That oxygen is going to act as a terminal acceptor, right? But in case of anaerobic respiration, what happens? There is a less oxidizing substances like nitrate, sulfur, fumarate. They are going to act as an electron acceptor, not an oxygen. So these terminal electron acceptors have a smaller reduction potential than oxygen, and that is why a lesser amount of energy is released, right? Now let's talk about the fermentation. You see, fermentation is a form of anaerobic respiration, right? And in case of fermentation, some energy is generated, but of course the amount of energy is very, very less than the typical aerobic respiration. Again, here electron acceptor NAD plus is generated, because you see in the entire process NADPH2 is being utilized. So that is why NAD plus is again regenerated to carry out the rest of the biochemical reactions. Have a look at this diagram. In a diagram you can see there that glucose is being converted into pyruvate. So pyruvate, there are two possible fate. One, either it can go for alcoholic fermentation or it can go for the lactic acid fermentation. Okay, so just see, the conversion of glucose to pyruvate is going to occur by the process what we call glycolysis, and glycolysis is going to be common in case of aerobic as well as anaerobic respiration, right? So what we can say, fermentation used an endogenous organic electron acceptor. A widely used endogenous electron acceptor is the pyruvate. So during fermentation, what happens? That pyruvate is metabolized to various compounds through several processes. Two of them is the most prominent one, what we call alcohol fermentation or ethanol fermentation, and second what we call lactic acid fermentation. The science of fermentation is known as gymology. Several times this question is asked, right? Now let's talk about alcoholic fermentation. In case of alcoholic fermentation, what happens? That the pyruvate is actually converted into ethanol and carbon dioxide. Have a look at this pathway. We know very well glucose being converted into pyruvate by the process of glycolysis, and pyruvate undergo the process of decarboxylation. As a result, two carbon compound acetaldehyde is formed. Now two carbon compound acetaldehyde with the help of NADH2, they forms a 2 molecule of ethanol. Okay, the reaction is catalyzed by enzyme called pyruvate decarboxylase, and cofactor TPP is there, that is thymine pyrophosphate, right? So finally the acetaldehyde is converted into alcohol in the presence of enzyme called alcohol dehydrogenase. So two steps reactions. First, pyruvate being converted into acetaldehyde in the presence of enzyme called pyruvate decarboxylase, and finally acetaldehyde being converted into alcohol in the presence of enzyme called alcohol dehydrogenase, right? Now let's talk about the lactic acid fermentation. In case of lactic acid fermentation, so it refers to two means of producing lactic acid. One what we call heterolactic acid fermentation, and second what we call homolactic acid fermentation. In case of heterolactic acid fermentation, what happens? It is the production of lactic acid as well as other acids, right? But in case of homolactic fermentation, it is the production of lactic acid from fumarate only. Okay, and this reaction is catalyzed by lactate dehydrogenase. Mind it, there is not any decarboxylation activity as we have seen in case of alcoholic fermentation. So here also what happens? Glucose is getting converted into pyruvate, right? And pyruvate again by utilizing the NADH2 directly forms the lactate. So lactate is also what we see, it is a 3 carbon compound. So there is not any loss of the carbon over there, right? So this is about the lactic acid fermentation. Now this reaction is catalyzed by lactic dehydrogenase. Okay. Now let's talk about the different fermentation products, and this is the area where majorly of the questions are actually asked. So have a look. We have seen that glucose is getting converted into pyruvate, right? And this pyruvic acid, first of all, it leads to the formation of Swiss cheese, okay? And the name of the bacteria, what we call Propionibacterium. Aspergillus, Lactobacillus and Streptococcus form lactic acid, which is utilized in yogurt, soya sauce. Then Saccharomyces for the typically production of ethanol, that is utilized in case of wine and beer. Clostridium, that is utilized for the production of acetone and isopropanol, that is utilized in case of nail polish remover, rubbing alcohol. And E. coli, that is utilized for the production of acetic acid, and that is utilized for the vinegar. Okay, so this is all as far as the entire fermentation is concerned, right? Thank you.